This is my front yard, middle of August 2016. It should be the hottest, deadest, driest part of the year. These are two oaks that I had trimmed up, so you can see it's gonna touch over here real soon, and it's already touching right here. I'm super excited about that. It was not touching when we lived here, when we moved here, and it is touching grass. It is touching the ground, you can see that. So pretty excited about that. Eventually this is going to be a room where we can sit out here and have perfect privacy, screen privacy. I planted cedar sage here. These were a gift from a friend, all 17 of them. Amazing how well they've come on. They look like established plants, which kind of scares me. I wonder how ravenous these things are going to be. I'm going to let them grow back here into the oaks. I'm not going to let them grow out there. There will be a border here. It's just not here. 2 plumbagos and a garlic chives just for the deer. Any deer that would come this way. Most of the deer walk up this path over here. And so I've lined the path with stuff they don't like. I'll go over that too. I don't water the lawn. It's just so green because we've had 6 days of rain. Otherwise, you can definitely see it has been unhealthy in the past, you know, those patches and stuff, but I definitely don't water it. I just put the borders down, and I haven't got enough pine needles or cardboard yet left to cover it, so that's a work in progress. But I did put down the borders, the stone borders. I guess I'll start here. Yeah, this is Mexican mint marigold. It's about to pop. Butterflies love it. It's also an herb, and I can't wait for this to come up. And the Gulf Muley looks beautiful. I mean, this is a really good looking Gulf Muley. I'm excited to see what it looks like in bloom. These are just coming out. I just saw one today, Ox Blood Lily. You can see it right there. These ones stayed for some reason. These ones, there's a whole bunch of them down here. You can see one there, one there, one there, one there, a whole bunch. There's about 100 right here that should pop up. If they do, I can't imagine what this is going to look like. I thought they were gone. I kept watering them just in case, because they are bulbs. Speaking of gone, this lavender is pretty much gone. I think honestly it's getting too much water is what it was. I say that because it's getting great water right now and they're all dead. So it's definitely not an underwatering issue. I had thought that I was underwatering them when in fact it looks like I killed them with kindness. So wow, I need to rethink my policy on lavender. They're almost like succulents. I mean, I was watering them once a week. Apparently that's way too much. These are my native tuberosa milkweeds. These are butterfly food. And the monarch will only lay on these. So they'll be looking for them. You can't really see them, but I've got overall there's about 12 right there. And they'll get bigger next year. I didn't realize that it took 2 years for them to set and bloom. So yeah, great. This is what I'm stuck with this year. I should have just bought potted plants. My bicolored sage, you can see the curve I've put in here, bicolored sage, and the zinnias. The zinnias have been a big hit this year. I wanted cut flowers. I've got cut flowers all right. This is 2 packages of seed. And some transplants. People say they didn't transplant well. I transplanted about a dozen of these. So I don't know, not a dozen, about half a dozen, about 6 of them. The Esperanza you can see, and the bird of paradise is coming out very nice. Something I didn't anticipate, I was hoping it would grow out this way towards me. It's growing towards the sun. So everything's growing this way. And I knew it would grow this way too. But I'm not seeing anything over here. Maybe this is year 2, but there's not even any growth coming out. It's not even trying to go that way. See this one little thing even is not really coming out this way. It's gonna lean over. So anyway, that's what I got there. My artichokes have made it all the way through the winter, or all the way through the summer. I think it's because the Esperanza shades them in the west. That's all I can really think. But they've made it. I'm gonna transplant them. The artichokes were such a big hit with my kids. We're gonna grow so much more. I am going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artichoke plants in this year. And this year I'm gonna give them the space to cover this whole front. This is spectacular enough in the summer that this winter color will be nice. And once it's gone, you know, if it doesn't look very good, I can always just cut it down because this summer color is great. And again, back to the oxbloods. So I put in some feather grass up here. I wanted to put in the border so that I could work behind the plant border. Now, as I'm looking at my sight lines, I think I might remove this feather grass and put in a Texas sage. If I do that, the Texas sage would be, you know, kind of in the sight line that I'm looking for, but it would probably work here, and it would look beautiful. Oh my gosh, it would get so much sun. It would just be a beautiful place for it. So one of the things that I took a risk on, based on some advice from a mentor, was putting plumbago here. I say took a risk on like it's deadly. This plumbago gets morning sun, and then it cuts off. And that's what Becky Crunk from the University of Texas Landscaping, she's the head of it, that's what she told me. She said if it gets morning sun and gets to shut off, that something about plumbagos, they really like that. She said you can even give them all day, the rest of the day sun. Well, it gets about 5 hours, maybe 6 hours more sun here in the heat of the day. That's west. But the fact that I give it 1 hour of morning light here and then let it settle in, this thing is enormous. This is a second year plumbago. I grew this from a cutting. This thing is massive. This is only second year. I can't imagine what it's going to look like in the third year. But it's also got that watering system under it. That's a little update on that. Four-nerve daisies. I put 2 of them here just as a holding spot. But I think I'm going to put some Damianita right here. I think it'll spill over nicely. And I'll put one in the back here too, so there'll be 2 that'll fill up. Eventually this path will be more narrow, but you know, they don't get way out of control, a couple feet wide. And so that's going to go right here. That'll be the yellow that's really a focal point in these, what am I trying to say, purples. I cut back this, it was just getting too woody. And the Jerusalem sage is doing muy excelente. It looks great. It's not liking all the water either, but it'll learn to love it. And the Mexican bush sage, I really don't want to cut it, but if I don't, I'm not going to get a fall bloom. So even though it's in full bloom, I'm cutting it this weekend. Just deadheading it though, just so I can get an August bloom. I want all of that energy to go into an October bloom. The Russian sage is really underperforming. It doesn't look like the Russian sages I see up north. I think maybe it needs a bit more shade, or if it doesn't perk up by fall, then the Russian sage is going to get replaced, because this is a prominent part of the garden. And maybe I move the Jerusalem sage right here, but I do something else. This right here is going to have a Texas sage somewhere in the very top over there, and then is going to be filled with red verbena. I'm excited to get the red verbena. And the red verbena is going to have a whole bunch of four-nerve daisy, those yellow things. I'm going to have about 12 red verbena and maybe 20 four-nerve daisies. And on the outline of the border here is going to be Blackfoot daisy all the way over here. In just about a month or so, I'm going to start the wildflower project, but I'll put that on a different video. I came out here and took video of the flood, so I know how high this water gets, and I think I can establish some wildflowers down here. Talk about that in another video.